mystical healer, and I know it sounds corny, but I think like it would be really great to be able to kind of use like kind of that like old kind of like, what am I trying to say, like within kind of like spirituality and like to talk and heal people, and I just feel like people aren't really into it and they don't take it seriously, and I feel like if I wasn't so fearful of being kind of like made fun of for being into that kind of stuff, then I would be more like into doing it. Yeah.
You know these moments, they take years to pass. You gotta be happy, gotta be up in the hands, fly by fast. You call this.
I feel like with college and stuff, I have so much I had to do, and that if I took a year to travel, it would like mess everything up, I guess. But if I couldn't fail, I would definitely just go now.
See the sunrise now, this has to end. Don't let it be the one to walk us home again. And you know you haven't got all the answers. If you did, you would be screaming them out. And I know I haven't got all the answers. If I did, I would be screaming them out, screaming them out. And in a moment, it all came to this, the greatest book.
There was a girl that I knew back in the day that has disappeared now, and I haven't seen her for years. But she would always like in Sharpie, like in like colorful Sharpie, she would write it random. She was really depressed all the time, but she would write it in random places where like you know might see it. And so I kind of always try to write it wherever I can, you know, just to like pass on the message. You should always be able to at least try to be in a positive frame of mind.
Keep breathing, keep breathing. Thanks, can you believe it? Keep breathing, keep breathing. Thanks, can you believe it? Keep breathing, keep breathing. Thanks, can you believe it?
I've always wanted to go into business for myself and maybe do home redecorating, home remodeling, not the major construction part, but the minor, and painting and redoing rooms, and I think that would just be really fun. Painting is relaxing and almost a kind of therapy to me when I do furniture or a room, and I think it would be fun to do that for other people and let them walk in and have a completely different room than when they left. But my fear would be that if I quit my job and started doing that, that I would not be able to get it started or make any money to pay my bills. So I mean, it's just kind of how I look at it anyway.
Things that happen in the world, and there's a lot of things that happen in life that are tragic, that are fulfilling, that are important, and I think all of it has to be balanced with humor. And I think that there is a certain commentary in the world that can be given to people through a humorous way, to where it allows information to creep into people that normally they may not listen to because of how the dialogue is presented to them. The funniest things can come out of tragedies, and you can't lose your sense of humor about what's happening. And we sometimes take ourselves too seriously, and sometimes we need to stand back just a bit and enjoy life and find that silver lining behind that dark cloud. And I think comedy, especially one-on-one stand-up type comedy, is able to do that.
Hunting is something that I've done my entire life, and it's my getaway. So I know, like, you go to work, 5 days a week, you're home on the weekends. Whenever hunting season comes around, you take your vacations, you go out, spend time with your buddies, relax, stay outdoors. It's just something that I've always enjoyed doing. So I know, being able to get young kids or even older people out there that hadn't experienced it, something I think it would be great. So I think starting a hunting organization or something like that can get kids away from the thought of if they have cancer, they're going through chemo, whatever it is. It kind of gets their mind off of it, gets them out in nature, they get to have fun. But there'd be a lot of things that you'd have to do. You may have handicapped people that come in to do it. Well, obviously a handicapped person's not going to be able to climb up in a tree stand. So you're going to have to hunt in a different way than the normal person that can just walk around or climb up in a tree or climb a ladder or whatever. You got to be able to work with their disabilities. So if you have to build Jeeps, that have seats in the back so that they can stay in the Jeep, or blinds that have ramps instead of a ladder so you can get a wheelchair up in it. I mean, things like that, obviously anybody that comes in, say it's a kid and you want to get them their first deer and help them do that and help them experience that, well, you never know what's going to happen in nature. You might not see a single animal when you go out there. You might see 100 animals, there's no telling. And I mean, you want them to experience things, but there's things that are out of your control, nature being the main one, but you never know. And that would be a fear, is that they would come and be unsuccessful in their hunt, and that would make hunting to them be something they wouldn't want to experience again.
Well, at my age, it's hard to say that I have a lot of fear of anything. 49 years old, I've kind of done a lot of stuff, so I really don't know that I have a lot of fears in doing things. I think fear plays a major role in our day-to-day actions for the most part. Whether it's job, career, decisions you make with your family, with whatever you have, there's this fear of failure that we all have, and that's something that is really hard to overcome. I would say probably the one thing that's kind of a bucket list item that I'm scared to do would be jumping out of an airplane. And if I had no fear of failure, then I'd probably do it, but I still can't wrap my mind around jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. So that's probably my one thing that I would do if I had no fear of failure.
My train.